back. Season 2, Episode 3. We are here with Chaco the Bulldozer, Vamo, the stats man himself, Excel spreadsheet extraordinaire, the Spanish barber, All-ACC, All-American, ACC champion, Ben Tomo 1 trained, Blacksburg's finest, and newest member of Tinman Elite, Antonio Lopez Segura. Welcome to the pod.
I'm going to have to interrupt you. It's pronounced Chacho, not Chacho.
I was going to say,
I have to redo the whole thing now? Is that how it has to go?
No.
I feel like I couldn't tell you, you know?
Yeah.
Like you made
Just
all that
right off
effort.
the bat, you were just cringing the whole time.
You made all that effort. And I wasn't Ben Thomas trained. That's the only thing.
Really?
Eric Johannemeyer, that was my trainer, my coach.
Okay.
Ben Thomas left as I came to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And came back as I left.
Yeah. So recruited. So Ben Thomas just avoided you.
Pretty much. He's like, I don't like this kid, I guess.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm very jealous of, out of everything in your title, I am the most jealous that you are an ACC champion. It's a feat that I never could accomplish myself. And I think your ACC championship is you have just the one, right? The 5K this year?
I got two.
Indoors also?
I got indoor 5K my junior year. So
Gotcha.
I did 5 years. That was my third year.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's very impressive the way you did your last title because you lost the day before in the 10K to the Syracuse runner, and then you came back the next day in the 5K, AC champion. Like, take me through what it was like to bounce back for that race and kind of the emotions that went into all of a sudden being like, all right, I'm going to rally. And did you think you were going to win that race going into it? Was that your expectation?
So the thing that a lot of people don't know is I was actually not supposed to even do the 10K. He's supposed to do the 5K straight up. My coach was like, we don't need to do both races. If we don't win the team title, like it's not going to be on you because you didn't do both. I just want you to do 5K so you're more fresh for regionals and nationals. But I just realized myself is like, this is my last ACC championship. And I want to win as a team because we always win indoors, but we never win outdoors.
Just because you have like 10 pole vaulters for anyone listening.
Right.
They score like 40 points in the pole vault, and it would just piss me off to no end because I'm like, how is Virginia Tech winning? Because it's not like you guys had like a really good sprint team, or I mean, your distance team always, pulled its weight, but it's your pole vaulters, I think, but more than anything else.
Especially I think when you were still in college.
Yeah. Has that changed?
It has changed. Now we're more of a all-around team. I think sprinters are very good. You know, SEC is the best of sprints, but for the ACC, we do get a bunch of points. So, yeah, coming back to the story, I wasn't supposed to do the 10K, 5K because my coach told me not to, but I'm like, I need to do this for the team and for myself. I feel like I needed to do that. As a fifth year, I needed to show the younger generation, the freshmen and the sophomores that like you need to do anything you can for this team, because even though it's individual sport, it's like also team, right? Especially for Virginia Tech. So I did the 10K, and then because I did the 10K, coach was, you don't have to do 5K after if you don't want to. If you're too tired, don't do it. Even if the title's on the line, right? And I'm like, the title was on the line, and I was pretty sore, but I'm like, gotta do it, even though I was not confident because I was supposed to win more the 10K than the 5K.
Right.
Because I came in with the best time in the ACC after running the California race in 28 lows. So
what was it? 28.0.
28.09. So
yeah, and that was a huge PB at the time, right?
It was like PB by 50 seconds. Yeah. So I mean, California is a great place to run with. Like it was a perfect race. So I was gonna PR most likely, but my confidence individually wasn't like pretty high because I lost the event I was supposed to do the best on, and I didn't even come second. I came third, and I lost on the kick.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not confident individually, but when it came down to it, I forgot about all that because the team title was on the line. I was like, you just gotta win, and if you don't win, you gotta at least beat the UVA guys because
that's right.
Because the UVA guys are about to win a team title if you don't beat them.
So you had double. It was your rival school.
It's like it's like
no school we hate more than UVA.
Exactly.
Our producer.
I know. I had to say it on purpose. Now they're great guys, but obviously the rivalry is there, so we don't want to do it. So I knew if I did my job, we might not win the title, but at least, maybe UVA didn't win. So, you know what I mean?
You're making me feel really bad because I remember my coach being like, Sam, like, what do you think about 10K, 5K double at conference? And I was like, absolutely not. I'm all in on the 5K, and I still lost. So I think there's something to be said about what you did is being there for your team, being all in for the points, and coming out with that victory. That was something that I remember when we were recruiting you to Tinman Elite, and we saw that video of you winning that AC Championships. Roll the clip if you're watching it on YouTube right now. Running down that stretch, and you're like passing lap people, and it's like the announcer's just going crazy and like really hyping you up.
That was great. I was surprised I kicked that fast because
you were running angry after losing that 10K.
It wasn't even the 10K being angry. Obviously, I wasn't happy. I was pretty mad because I wanted those points for the team. Because for me, ACC is Virginia Tech is more for a team as a team thing. Because if your team's not going to win the team title, it's more individual, right? You don't care as much because nothing's going to really matter for the team. I mean, there's in team goals. If like let's get top 5 of the team, but it's not the same when the team title's on the line. So I get that why you didn't want to do both races. Because NC State. No, we were actually. They're good at cross though. They're good at cross, but they're not like great at track because they're a decent school, right? So I get that. Like I would have been individually, I would have not done both. I would have just done the packet, honestly.
Yeah.
Being honest, and I was pissed, but I was more like, I don't know, just excited to leave it all in the line for the team.
Was that your proudest moment of your college career?
Probably. Yeah, proud for sure. Like at least like team, like I did it for the team. I was definitely that one, or maybe indoors. Where in the DMR we actually mentioned it. I did actually win ACCs in DMR a couple of years, and the second year,
DMR is the coolest event.
It is the coolest. Other than the 4x4, maybe.
Yeah,
like
just at the end of the meet when it's really exciting and the sprinters all duke it out. That's pretty sweet.
But the DMR is the first one at ACC. Is the first final.
Right.
I think other than the pole vault, sometimes they have it there the same day. But you might or might not need the points, so you want to score all the points.
Yeah, you got to set the tone for that weekend.
And honestly, the times we win the DMR, we usually win the meet. It sets the tone, right? And or 400 guy pull his hamstring. Like we lost like 4 or 5 seconds. Or 800 guy came a little like back a couple seconds, but we were still like a second and a half behind. And Notre Dame was the favorite because they had Nagus on the anchor, right?
Who?
Yard Nagus. You know him. Yeah, Notre Dame. Great. I mean,
American record holder.
The best American runner right now.
Yeah.
Like, and
hands down.
Yeah, hands down. I mean, 3 American records at least that I know of. 3 records.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. Who knows? 2 more this year.
I really hope Yard doesn't run the 5K.
Yeah,
but everyone run this.
Don't take our spot, man. But she was in the anchor, and I just remember like I didn't care who was there. I was just gonna do the best. And the fact is, he would pull away a little bit at first because he also got excited because he was his only race of the meet. Because I think he was a little hurt. But then I just kept coming back, and like with 100 to go, like I was right there. So I actually like had run faster than him by that point because I cut off the second half that was behind. Then he did fall at the end, let's be honest. He did fall the last 50 meters.
It's really not.
Yeah.
I think I vaguely remember like watching the clip of that.
He stumbled on the rail.
Right.
Because he was just close to the rail. So we end up winning, obviously, because we failed.
Was that home too at Virginia?
It was at Virginia Tech. So it was just like everybody just
going crazy. Yeah.
I don't know if we would have won the race, to be honest. Like, it would have been close. Mm-hmm. But I think that's one of my proudest moments because I just didn't even think about who was in front of me. I was just like, I got to beat that guy. Even though he just got a head start on me, I got to beat that guy. And the fact is, we don't know if we would have won.
I wish I could have ran, like, one of those Penn relay races. And, like, NC State, like, at the time, I don't think we even had anyone that had ever broke, like, our team record wasn't even like sub 150 and 800, so there was no chance of us winning a DMR title at Penn Relays or anything against like Georgetown and Villanova and everything like that, and Oregon when they would come. But and I guess Wisconsin is a mainstay at Penn Relays also.
Yeah, for sure.
But when I see
that's good too.
Yep, that's right. And when I see the excitement of like when they win a title and just all the boys come and just like mob each other, like that has to be like one of the best feelings ever. And I'm sure that's what you guys did and how you celebrated at home. Like,
even felt better than Penn Relays because he was at home.
Yeah.
SC championships, we had a guy pull a hamstring and we literally won. He didn't fall, but like everybody was cheering. Like I just be like yard without him falling. Like, cause nothing mattered at that point. Nothing mattered at that point. It was like so insane of like a feeling. And
so Yard is looking for revenge then this year, is what you're telling me.
I guess. But I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction because I'm gonna focus on the 10K this year.
That's right.
Unless he wants to go to the 10K, I'm not gonna be running the 1500 as much. So maybe we won't race together.
This podcast is once again brought to you by Pillar Performance. I am drinking the berry magnesium right now. I drink it before bed. I drink it after a really hard session. It puts me right to sleep, gets my muscles feeling good for the next day. World-class athletes, the gold medalist in the Ironman triathlon distance is using it right now. And I think it is such a secret weapon. Take advantage of it. Use code TINTALK for 50% off your first order now. They also have a ton of immunity products and joint, vitamin D, all sorts of stuff on their website. Get on your supplement game and get running quicker and recover faster with Pillar Performance. Thank you so much for sponsoring the podcast. You're keeping us going. You're getting us here every day. And if you are listening, I would really appreciate you checking out Pillar and supporting the pod and supporting a great up-and-coming supplement brand in the running space. So talk to me about how things are going and kind of like go back to your decision to join the team and how things have been going in Boulder so far. Let's give people an update. And Joey, let's hear from you. I know we heard from you on the first episode of the podcast, but like, how are things going since then?
Since the first podcast.
You were just like starting training at that point.
Oh yeah, we're week 6. We're phase 1, as I like to call it, in our build up towards US Cross. I did 8x K today on the track, 200 jog, a couple sprints, felt good. I should hit around 80 this week.
Nice.
Little life update. I bought an e-bike. Through the Colorado rebate program. Shout out Teller for telling me about it.
Nice.
Got a sweet one. Didn't have to pay a penny for it. So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, now I ride that around Longmont whenever I have something close by.
In the summer, do you think you'll actually e-bike to practice up to Niwa?
If it's just to Niwa, yeah, for sure. Or maybe, Sandstone's not that far away either. It's like probably a 3-mile bike, and the thing gets up to 20 miles an hour, so could get there pretty quick on the bike path.
Yeah, it is sweet.
That's good for the legs. You don't want to get them too tired before practice.
Right, yeah. You just push on the throttle. It goes,
yeah.
So
better use the electric part of it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good to, get back into it and train, especially with Antonio. I think we're all super excited to have him on the team, and
everything good.
My fellow Spanish speaking brother.
Yeah.
To just start ripping, just coming into the winter.
Yeah, I think you've already kind of, the people listening right now, I think already will understand from the 2 stories you just told. You're all about the team, and I think that was something that we all gravitated towards you right away, is that you're not only a selfless runner, but like you also bring like this like youthful humility to the team, where that you are just like a sponge that you want to just like learn from us. And I think that goes a long way. I think a lot of people, when they come into new settings, sometimes they just want to be like, oh, I know what I'm doing, or like, and I think that you have just taken all the new training and everything that we've thrown at you like in stride. So talk to us about how that's been so far.
Yeah, no, being honest, when I came for the first couple months after I finished my season, like it wasn't a good time, but not because the team. I was just tired, of all the whole cross country, indoors and outdoors, and I didn't race well. It wasn't a good time for me, but actually taking the break and starting, it has been great. Having you guys back from like racing and all that, and starting to build up with the team has been great. We have been doing a lot of different things I have not done, so it's been good to learn new things and new training philosophy and all that. And the same way, I know you said I'm humble and I'm ready to learn. I feel like I have both things. I'm ready to learn, but I also will challenge a little bit in the same way.
Right.
And I think that's good to build trust. I feel like because people wanna hear like that their training is great, but also you give him feedback and like like, oh, I might think this might be a little different. Like I would do this a little different. Makes the other teammates and the coaches like know I care, and like I'm not just saying sure, let's do that. Like I actually trust what I'm doing by like making suggestions, but also, the things I don't make suggestions on, I definitely believe on. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's one of my favorite things about Coach Hunter in general is that like we do have a say. We can sit down and have a conversation with her about like, hey, why are we doing this? What do you think we should do next week? Do you think we could go here this week? And that's something that I think that you don't get that luxury with too many college coaches, or let alone with professional coaches. So
that's great because being honest, I have challenged Joan on her training, and sometimes she's like, oh yeah, let's do that, right? Sometimes she's like, no, this is why you're like getting too ahead, and she explains why, and then I understand it, I prefer challenge her and her shutting me down and giving me a reason why, because then I'm like, okay, that makes sense, but I needed to hear the reason why that's not, what I think is good is not good,
I think it's tough for younger runners specifically when they challenge like their high school coach, where it's like, dude, you just started running, like just trust him, and same thing in college. Like when you're a freshman, I think I brought it up today actually at one point in practice where when I was running with Austin, where it's very easy for a freshman to come into a team and just be kind of like a know-it-all, because if you're like 4 years in high school and then you train too hard and then you get injured, it's like a very classic kind of coming into college thing. And I think it's different at the professional level because you've earned it, like to some respect, to question things because it is your job. It's different than just you're getting your education and you get to do this sport.
But obviously, even if you learn, like if you earned the right to ask and challenge, obviously we don't know everything. Like we're athletes. We're like, most of the times we just do whatever coach tell us, and like because they're the ones that know the most. They're the ones that do the most research. So. It's good that I'm able to challenge Joan, but she takes some of my suggestions when she thinks they're appropriate, and then she tells me why not, and then we move forward.
For sure.
But at least I know why, and I learn from it too. So that's great.
That's so important for your own personal development throughout the years. That's how you figure out what's best for you and what's not, and it helps morph your way of thinking about what truly is like your best way to train.
Yeah.
So better early than to wait. A couple of years. Like some people kind of. It takes a while for a lot of people to get into that groove of like, this is truly what's best for me. And I'm going to be able to challenge my coach to like, think in a similar way as me in terms of coming together to help me train better.
Yeah. And the thing I like about Joan is she just doesn't just say, no, this is best for you. No. Like she's like, no, and this is why, let me explain. And then we talk, and until I don't feel comfortable that I understand, then she still explains. And I really appreciate that about her.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, and that all comes from a point of respect, right?
Obviously.
Where it's like if there is just a complete lack of trust and you're approaching it from a lack of trust standpoint, and I think this is just good advice for any runner that's listening that has any problems with their coaches and stuff, where it's like you are always going to doubt what you're doing to some degree. And that is natural because there's insecurity that comes with pouring your heart out in this sport and training and with racing. You want to constantly be sure that you're doing everything that you possibly could be doing. And when you have something that's so important to you, insecurity will come with it. And I guess I wanted to ask you, Antonio, what are times in your sport where you feel like you have outgrown your own insecurities in the sport, where it has been either from an early age, believing in yourself? Like, can you talk to me about some times where you had some insecurities within your own running and how you grew from those experiences?
Yeah. So I started running at 9 years old. And to be honest, when I was a kid, I had the least insecurities. I would just run with no fear. I would just go out and which is easy to do because when you're a kid, there's not that many good runners because people just don't take it seriously. I wasn't even taking it seriously myself. But talent carries super easy, right? So it's easy to be confident and just, I'm just going to run fast. And if someone wants to catch me, then whatever, but I'm going to run fast, right? But I think I first started to get insecure a little bit in college because you come as a freshman, right? You think you're the best runner. I won states. I won Spanish under 14 nationals.
Sick. I can't believe I forgot to add that in the intro.
You know what I mean? It's a prestigious title.
You win all these races as a kid because obviously the good people are scattered around. They're not all in the same league, which is the NCAA, right? That's the best college age league by far, right? So you come as a freshman and then you're in heat 4 or like, honestly, sometimes I was in heat like 8 or 10, right? And I was still not winning the heat. So I was like,
I mean, heat 8 at Boston University, you're still running sub 4. So I don't know what you're talking about. Heat 8.
well, freshman year, Boston wasn't really the thing yet,
Yeah.
you know, like, but it was rally relays, you know.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. Rally relays.
Rally relays, 5Ks, go. Yeah.
That is poor man Stanford invite. Rally relays, stand up.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the morning sections because I couldn't make the afternoon good weather, like not too hot, like night section. Yeah. So, because obviously, like outdoors, you want like night races are the best.
Sure.
But anyways, coming back to it, I just started getting insecure, and it is hard to outgrow that. Like, I don't think I've fully outgrown that yet because I've never got back to when I was a kid, when I was just like, no fear, I'm going to win this race.
But I've seen you run races, and it was something that, like, with any recruit for Tinman Elite, like, I always love to go back and watch all their races and, like, see what type of race there are and see, like, oh, wow, if he just or she does this, they can improve a lot. And I think one thing about you was that you were such a fearless racer. And when I watched those NCAA Indoor 3K championships, you were never afraid to go to the front. And, like, maybe I know you regret it now, but, like, same thing, Nationals, 5K this year, you know, you weren't afraid to get to the front and, you know, inject yourself into the race. So, like, obviously you do have a lot of swagger. And then, yeah.
No, I agree. Most of the times when I'm insecure is before the races, the days before. It's funny for me, the way I get insecure is 4 weeks before the race, I'm having good training. I'm going to do this massive PR, break the NCAA record, whatever, right? Like, who cares? Every week closer to the race, I get a little more insecure. The week off, I'm like,
I'm not ready.
If I break a PR, that's an awesome. Like I don't need to PR by that much. And then the day off is like, you better not have a bad race. Like, so then just be close to your PR. So then when the gun goes off, for some reason I'm able to like forget about that. To like usually like 100% or like 90%.
So there's no tips or tricks in there that you could, you know, teach people that you do to yourself to combat those insecurities? Or Joey, do you have any?
Well, for me, I feel like
just on the starting line.
I feel like I don't know if people experience the same thing as I do, because I usually get nervous and insecure before, but in the race, it doesn't matter what happens before. I usually just do my best and not be afraid of going with people because I was insecure earlier. It's just how would I feel in the race? That's how I perform. Like if I feel good 1 mile into the race, then that's my confidence, because my doubts are when I don't know how the first mile is going to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the one advice, if you're in my situation, would be you could, even if you're insecure before the race, once you're in the race, you actually know what your potential for that race is. So whatever your doubts were before don't matter if one lap into the mile race, you're like, this feels easy. Why not go a little faster, even though you were doubting yourself, I should be going 3 seconds slower per lap, you know? Because you actually feel better in the race. Like, just trust your instincts in the race, you know? And one thing I also do, if I doubt myself a lot, so usually now before races, but I started telling myself, well, you doubt yourself all the time before a race. And then you race well.
Yeah.
So
drawing, so like you drawing on past experiences.
Yeah.
Sounds like is one of your biggest
Yeah, because I've had a lot of times where I doubt myself, and then it's like, wow, I did a good race. So then before a race, when I'm doubting myself, it's like, well, those 3 times you doubt yourself and you still race well. So this is one of those times you're probably going to race well. So I try to tell myself that before. I still doubt myself, but a little less.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about like just trusting your instincts, especially as like as somebody who is pretty savvy at racing on the starting line. And I think just even for the younger generation or the younger runners, that like just let your instincts take over. Whatever happens in the race, like just continue to learn from it. You know, like I think I really resonate with what you were saying, where, you know, basically like up until this year, this past June when I ran at USA's, I would get to the starting line at USA's and feel like a completely different person than all the training I had done before. I'd be like you were. I was like training a bunch. I was like I'm making a team. Like, there's no way I'm not. Like, I feel great. And then I would be in the call room at USA's and I just feel like a completely different person. I'd be like, how the hell did I get here? I feel like I haven't done any
Imposter
leading up to this point. I would call it whatever you want. Like, I just like did not know who I was at that point. You know, it's like, I feel like I haven't trained at all. I don't feel like I'm ready. But this year, once the gun went off, it really was just like pure instinct of like, all right, just keep moving up, stay calm, stay patient. Like, I feel like I've always had that good race instinct, but I haven't been able to utilize it because I was so I was so engulfed in the idea that I didn't know who I was on that starting line. But in reality, if you do just trust your race instincts, and once that gun goes off, it clicks. And it's like, all right, I'm in it now. Like, it doesn't matter what's gone to this point. Like, just race your best. That's probably a pretty good way to approach it, you know, knowing that you'll be fine once that gun goes off.
Yeah. I think that's something that is very common with, you know, any runner at any level, is they make a plan, and then the minute that plan for whatever race strategy you had doesn't go according to plan, especially in mile races. I feel like in mile races is a very easy one where it's like, hey, your coach tells you get in the top third of the race. But guess what? Every single person's coach told them that. And all of a sudden you're in dead last or you're boxed in. And I think those are the moments where you cannot freak out. And that's where the instinct part comes in, where there's so often in races that I have kind of run my best is I don't have a plan. And I do just have complete faith that I am going to trust my instincts wherever I'm the most relaxed in that race, whether it's in the front or it's in dead last, and I move myself up in that race, that's when it usually turns out the best. So I definitely think that there's something to be said with visualizing, making a race plan, you know, playing out all those scenarios 100% with your coach and sticking to it. But there's also something to be said for just trusting yourself and trust your instincts. And whenever those doubts come, know and just reassure yourself, whatever you need to tell yourself, give yourself those words of affirmation that, hey, when that gun goes off, whatever happened, it's going to be what is supposed to happen this day, whether it's my best day or my worst day. That is what this chapter of my very long book is going to be.
No, and it's definitely for sure hard the first times you have a plan and it doesn't go according to the plan, right? Like, to know what to do. But more that happens, the more you get used to improvising, and the better you get at improvising in the race. I feel like if you tell myself when I was a kid running the first races, and my dad used to be like, do this and that, and then I would not do it, I would freak out a little bit, right? Like, I don't know what to do. But as I get older, that's happened so many times to me that now, first of all, I don't freak out as much. You know, sometimes you get a little nervous, it's normal, you know, but then I'm more assertive on what to do when that happens. So I think this comes with practice. It's fine if, like, the plan doesn't go according, like, to what you expected, and you freak out the first couple of times. Like, that's normal. But, like, you'll learn over time, and that experience just comes from doing more races.
For sure.
Yeah.
So when you were a kid, you have a crazy stat that you told me on a double or one of the runs we were on since you've come to Boulder, is that you ran 3:45 in the 1500 when you were 18 years old. I mean, what does that convert to? What is a 3:45?
It's like 4:03.
That's like 4:03
high, maybe 4.
I mean, that is a crazy fast time. So you were in the US already when you did that. Or that was in Spain.
So I came here junior in high school. I ran 3:56 in the 15. Like, I was like, no, 4:14 in the mile.
You went from 3:56 1500 to 3:45.
Yeah.
1 year?
Basically, yeah, like 11, 12 second PR when I went back to Spain senior year, which I was actually running less miles. I was literally only running 20 miles a week. Like, barely, maybe. Yeah. I was doing 40, like 30 to 40 junior year in high school, because my coach, his training was more miles. You know, we didn't do any crazy workouts like that, but it was more mileage. But then when I went back to my old training, which was like, well, you barely run, but when you run fast. And I'm not saying that was smart, but that's why my mileage was very low. And I guess I was a 1500 runner, but coming more from the 800 because I was just doing 3x1K fast on spikes. That was my workout.
What was it like growing up in Spain and like your introduction to running?
Well, as I said, I started running pretty early when I was 9, and I was actually doing basketball before running. And the reason I changed because I did my my elementary school race, in like 5th grade. I don't know if that's elementary school in the U.S.
Was it a mile or what
It
was
was
it?
like an 800, right? And I got second, so I got excited.
Yeah.
No, it was like on the road.
Yeah.
It was just like, like literally around the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, no time. I got second. I was like, oh, wow. I'm great. I'm like second in my school. And
I remember being very hyped in like 7th and 8th grade whenever the mile test would come in and be like, okay, I'm 4'10", but guess what? Today you are all gonna learn what I'm all about.
Yeah, and that's exciting. Like when you're a kid, like being the first one in your school, that's like the best thing in the world. And then I went to the town race, right?
Yeah.
And in the town, I won the race, So I started getting excited, and then basically the reason I changed because I did a few races. My dad used to run when he was a kid, and actually a little older than a kid, like maybe like 19. And then because for basketball, practice was only twice a week, and for running was 3 times a week. So I got to go have fun and practice one more time doing track and field.
Yeah.
So I moved sports.
So do you think you're the best basketball player on the team then?
No.
The switch when he was 9.
I switched
Very early.
I did switch when I was 9, so I retired pretty early.
Okay.
And I think if I would have kept doing basketball, I think I would have been a little taller.
Yeah.
Just by doing it, like trying to reach high,
Where running has stunted my growth. I asked my doctor that.
I swear.
He told me I was supposed to be 6'4", and then I
6'4",
cracked 6'. I was like, do you think running mess that up? He's like,
That's messed up for a doctor to tell a kid like you're gonna be 6'4". You're like,
shortstop for the Yankees. Let's go.
I mean, I was supposed to be 6 foot, at least. At least. And I'm 5'8" here,
Dude,
try my best.
We are all 6'4".
We're all 6 foot. So,
exactly.
yeah, I think I changed when I realized I wasn't going to grow anymore. So,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to have a future there.
So I know you told me that your biggest dream when you started running was to be an Olympian, and now it is an Olympic year. And you mentioned earlier that you're going to focus on the 10K this year.
Mm-hmm.
What is it looking like right now in terms of what it's going to take to qualify, and what are you looking to do this year in your build up to kind of make that dream a reality?
Yeah, and just to start it, like, let's be honest. When I was a kid, everybody thinks they're going to make the Olympics.
I sure as hell did.
So that's how it all started. Like when you're 9, it's like, oh yeah. Well, when I was doing basketball, I thought I was gonna make the NBA. You know what I mean? Like it didn't matter how good I was. I was always like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be.
It'll work out.
Right.
Ricky Rubio, Antonio Lopez next.
But then I'm actually.
Ricky Rubio Spanish? Or
Yeah, no, he
is.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pau Gasol.
They're also Spanish. But I think I'm lucky enough that me being naive, like when I was 9, that I maybe like I was gonna make the Olympics for sure. Now I'm lucky enough to be like, oh,
This is right there.
maybe it's right there. Like I'm still need to make a big step. Let's be honest, but it's a doable step, with a little bit of luck, So I don't even know what your question was earlier.
I asked.
I literally forgot.
No worries. I asked like, what are you going to do this year to try to make that Olympic dream a reality?
Oh yeah, you were mentioning too the 10K. Why the 10K, right? So I think the 10K, even though like it's not my favorite event, I think that's the one I have the best chance of making it. And if you tell me you gotta do an event that you're not the most comfortable with, but you're actually maybe a little more gifted at, plus it's easier to make it in Spain, like I'm gonna take that, at least for the Olympics. If it was a world championship, maybe be like, I'll do the 5K, focus more on the 5K because that's the event I want to do. But the Olympics is only every 4 years. I don't get to try, so I think I'll be pretty close to safe if I qualify our world rankings and I run Spain only. Is asking for 2750. At least to be able to consider you if you make it through world rankings, they'll take you if you run at least 27.
So you need to run 2 10Ks and get enough points in those 2 10Ks to qualify for the Olympics.
Unless I run sub 27 flat, which I don't think I'm there. Like
yet.
Not yet. I mean, I don't think realistically that year that will happen because jumping from a minute 10 seconds from my PR and that was already a big jump. I would be crazy to think that's gonna happen, right? So I'm most likely gonna try and do like 2 races that are good enough in a good enough place to get points, and those are gonna barely get me in, but get me in, and then maybe the next year I can try and be like, okay, this year we're going from the standard. We're not just gonna try and get in. We're trying to like be like, you know, top 8, you know, whatever. So I think that's my best chance, and you know, it's not for sure because as I said, it's by world rankings and.
Yeah, I mean,
And everybody's trying to get the points, so like
everyone is all in this year. Everyone is all in.
Everybody's all in. Like I'm not the only one working hard. Everybody, you know, all the teams are working hard. And I think right now I don't think all our Spaniards are gonna go for the 10K, but who knows? Maybe there's 3-4 Spaniards are like, I'm gonna do the 10K because it's a easier event to make in Spain, and now it's the hardest. Who knows? You know?
Yeah, you know, Mokatir could all of a sudden be like, I'm tripling. You know,
I mean,
if Jakob is not gonna do the 10K, then I'll go to the 10K. Fine.
yeah, and like there's. Like, realistically, there's these couple 3 guys that could be better than me in the 10K, but they're not even doing the 10K because they're like me. Like, they prefer the 5K, but they actually, like, better than the 5K. They're sub 13, so they don't need to go up the 10K, right? So, that being said, I'm going for the 10K without leaving the 5K on this. I'm still going to try and make the 5K, you know, why not? Like, because the good thing about Spain is the national championship in the 10K is in March. It's separate. So I don't have to double. So I could do one March, see how it goes, still do my 2 10Ks to try and qualify, and then focus on the 5K. After that's done, and then try and do the 5K. And if I make both, I make both. If I make the 10K and not the 5K, well, I make the 10K. That's why we focus on it. If I don't make the 10K, even though I wasn't planning on making the 5K, like that was not my first plan, but then I made the 5K, then at least I made the 5K.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my best to put myself out there to make the Olympics in whatever event, 10K or 5K or both, you know? Because if I qualify in both, I'm going on both, obviously. Yeah. I'm not just gonna not take the opportunity.
So when you think about this year, so what would, outside of becoming an Olympian, of course, like what would you measure this first year professional? It's a transition, it can be very hard for some people. What would you measure this year a success?
Yeah, so this is not just an Olympic year. There's European Championships, as you definitely know. I mean, even though he's Spaniard, like, not really, like,
I gotta get my citizenship.
Yeah, like, he's not really worried about Europeans. I don't know if he knew that was happening, right? But I think a success, obviously, the Olympics is every 4 years, and I want to make it, and that's why, even though it might be a little unrealistic or like I need luck, that's what I'm trying to do, right? But success would be making Europeans in the 10K, which is 27.50. That's the standard. If I run sub 27.50, I'm in. You know what I mean? Unless all the guys in Spain, but like usually if I did it, I will go in. So that would be a success, I think. Getting a PR indoors in like maybe the 3,000 or the 5,000, and then making the 10K at Europeans. I think that I'll be disappointed for like a little bit that I made the Olympics, but then I'll be like, well, to be fair, it was pretty hard, and you made Europeans, which you maybe didn't think you would make it in like 3 years ago. So, like, that would be a success. I will end up being happy with that after a couple of weeks of being inside that and made the Olympics. You know?
It's something that I've been telling myself also, where it's like Europeans is before the Olympics, and it is this golden opportunity with the most possible potential points we could get, that if you go all in on Europeans and you are top 5 at Europeans, whether it's in the 5K or the 10K,
you get points. Yeah,
you are probably gonna make the Olympics. Yeah, assuming those races with the caliber of competition. I mean, there's so many 13 flat guys in Europe now that if you're able to be top 5 at Europeans, you're probably gonna make the Olympics. So like that's kind of my mindset too, where it's like all in for Europeans so that the Olympics works out and follows suit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Trying to make the Olympics, I need to run sub 27.50. So
you could do that at Europeans too.
Yeah, well, but
your nose first.
Yeah,
first in Rome. Yeah.
En route to try to make the Olympics, I might make Europeans, and by making Europeans, I might make the Olympics. So like, I think it's a perfect opportunity to, because Europeans, I might have a better chance of making the Olympics. But also, if I don't make the Olympics, I still have another big championship I should be proud of making.
So what are the 2 10Ks then that you want to go after?
Well, that's the thing. If I do one in March, I need to do the national
sound running.
Yeah, we'll have to see the schedule because I know the Spanish national championship that I need to go is March 2nd or 3rd. So that's like 2 weeks before I think
Okay.
unless it's pretty tactical, I'll be a little tired. I will still be like happy to give it a try, but realistically, I'll be tired.
My champ is national champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I need to go to qualify. I need to show the people that are selecting the team, hey, I'm worth.
Will they take just straight top 3, or is it top 2?
No, that's the thing. They take the national champ gets a spot
The auto spot.
if he can make it through the rankings or wherever, right? If he's actually making it, automatic spot. The other two, you gotta like show yourself how fast you can.
Discretionary.
Yeah, so if I don't go to national championships, I'm not putting myself out there for them to be like, okay, I'm seeing your race, like you're doing good. If I get sick, like I need to go. That's very important, even though the timing is not great with the great sound running race dates in March. But I will still be happy to do both, and maybe I don't run as fast as I want to, but maybe I still run fast enough. I don't know. Like that's the thing. Then if I run fast enough to make Europeans, then at Europeans I can get a lot of points. So that will be the second race.
Got it.
Since it's before the Olympics.
Yeah. Gotcha. Makes sense.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Let's dive into our how well do you know Tinman Elite pop quiz? We came up with this literally 10 minutes before.
Can I do this?
This episode? You want to do this?
I have an edit. I have it on my phone.
Oh, you know it for yourself.
Yeah. I have an edit.
Damn. I'm nervous.
So why don't we just take turns reading these?
Okay, great. Yeah.
Can you see the laptop?
I have it on here though, and it's in the same order.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, question first.
Yeah.
No, yeah, here's go.
No. Come on, you get a chance.
So
to ask questions.
what's this?
So we're gonna ask questions, and we are gonna say. So the first question is, who on the team is an Eagle Scout? And you're gonna have to say which member of Tinman Elite it is, and every single question is a different person.
So there's no repeats.
There's no repeats. You ready? That's the first question.
Can you repeat the question?
Who on the team is an Eagle Scout? If you get 50% of these right, I will be very impressed.
An Eagle Scout is like those people that go on the tree.
Yeah, just like that.
Like make wood, like
yeah,
a fire.
They sell popcorn, they get badges for doing good deeds.
Our coaches included.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Good question.
If we're gonna leave that out, obviously we're gonna make.
And Max technically is included too.
How's the curveball?
So coaches, Max,
and we need to set a time limit.
Okay.
Conglomerate.
Read.
Correct.
That is correct. All right, next one. Who used to drive a motorcycle to practice?
Oh, I thought Mark.
No, it's sick. Can you imagine Mark in a full leather outfit coming to practice?
I don't know why I was like.
This is a really hard one because you wouldn't expect it.
Right.
Like, you would think maybe...
And he did sell it, so there's no way you would know.
Yeah, he sold it. This is actually a really endearing story. He sold it so he could get an engagement ring.
So that narrows it down.
So that narrows it down quite a bit.
Connor?
Yeah.
Connor Winner. Yeah.
I guess he has the flow,
Yeah. Yes. He does have.
You should see. We got to show you a picture. We'll flash a picture up on YouTube of Connor in full leather. It's a sight to be seen. You think Grant Fisher looks good in a speed suit? Yeah. Connor Winner leather.
Oh wow.
Way better.
Yeah, bring on the podcast. Let's see it.
Let me do the next one too.
Okay.
This is the only person on the team that has pooped themselves while running mags.
Do it before mags, I think it was.
Pooped themselves before mags and then proceeded to run mags.
It would be a curveball if he was a coach.
That'd be really sad.
In the car. Oof. Sam.
Yeah. Oh, damn. We kind of blew that one by the setup being like, I'll do this one instead of me saying my own question.
Actually, I thought you told me you shot your pen.
I did.
But I didn't know if it was there.
I'll tell the story briefly because it is a funny story. I was so excited. I was a freshman in college visiting Boulder, Colorado, and I got out of that car, let out a fart, shit myself, and it was like my whole team was there, and no one noticed that I shit myself. I didn't proclaim it. I just ran into the woods, tossed my running shorts, and I was wearing like basketball shorts. So I put the basketball so I literally threw these running shorts just away into the depths of the woods.
Oh, wow.
Put my basketball shorts on, started the run, free ball in basketball shorts.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like 3 or 4 miles into the run that someone finally was like, Sam, why the hell are you wearing basketball shorts, bro? And I had to tell him, like, yeah, I like...
You didn't have to tell them. You wanted to tell them.
No, he wanted to tell them. No, there was no lying at that point. And I started chafing so bad because basketball liner is brutal. I would seam. Yeah, that's that front seam, let me tell you. I was in a world of pain, and I looked at one of my teammates who was wearing, like, boxer briefs, like whitey tighties, underneath his running shorts, so he wouldn't chafe. So I was like, bro, Mike, you like gotta give me those running shorts and I'll give you my basketball shorts. And he was like, no, dude, I'm not changing with you. And we're literally in the middle of Mags running up these hills, like dying. And I'm like, come on, I'll like pay for your Rockies tickets if you let me, if you change. So in the middle of Mags, I get butt naked, give him my basketball shorts, take his running shorts, and then just hammer the rest of the run out of anger. So that is unfortunately my first Magnolia Road experience.
I mean, you definitely felt so much better. Like this.
Have you ever shit yourself on a run?
No, I haven't.
Ever beforehand? How about you?
No.
I
have been close. I have been
You guys could
close.
have at least made up a story to make me feel better.
Well, I've been close. I had to stop. Like I had 10 seconds to stop.
Yeah.
And I was.
Did you use a sock? Like, what was the move?
A leaf? Yeah.
Leafs are scary, man.
Yeah, they could be sharp. They could be sharp, but
Sidebar, I had made up a story before that I did shit my pants on a run at a Mr. Alpha Phi event because they said, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in college? And I didn't party in college a lot, so that I literally came up with this story.
I just made up a whole story on the spot.
oh wow.
I shit myself during practice, and everybody did not like it.
One of
Really? You could
The other like, you're like, oh, it's tough.
one of my old assistant coach told me a story once that I just thought was the funniest story. Was that he went on a long run. This was when he was in college at University of Delaware. He went on a long run, made breakfast. This was like his routine. Got back, made breakfast, put it on a plate, jumped in the shower real quick, put on his nice, clean sweats, and then picks up his plate, sits down, this fresh pair, about to watch football, and just shits himself, just out of nowhere. And the thought of my assistant coach, just wearing a nice, just fresh out of his shower, sweats, and he just said he walked straight back into the shower. I'm not going to say his name out of
That's why when you go to the bathroom before a shower, always.
All right, so I have the next two now.
Take
Who on the team is a twin?
Oof.
Is he 100% so far? No, he missed the Connor one.
Yeah, you missed Connor.
It's only been 3,
That's good. You're on track for 50%.
1 second. Can be. Ooh. Is it Austin?
Nice. Really? Dang. I really thought I was going to get you on that one. It is Austin
I
Miller.
remember these things in runs that people say, but I don't remember who it is, and I have like 3 people that could be.
Damn, that is good.
I'm literally guessing at this point.
All right. Who on the team did 114 by 100-meter second hill sprints for a workout?
114.
He did 114 reps.
By what?
He did 114 100-meter
Wow.
hill sprints.
Yeah. That's like 11.4 miles.
It's insane.
Or something crazy. Oh no, that's cake. Never mind. Yeah. Has to be Brogan.
He's on it.
Wow. I thought
He's the guy to do it.
So good.
He's the guy to do it.
He is.
I feel like
He is the guy to do it.
he loves training, so he would just do that. I don't know.
All right. Next one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This guy had 5 school records in college.
It wasn't Drew. It was you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many people left.
There aren't many people left.
Yeah. This is getting way too easy now. Now that you've gotten so many right. Who on the team has met Mike Tyson and Kobe Bryant?
What? Wow. Okay. I mean,
Those are some heavy hitter celebrities. Like if I could
No
meet
pun
two
intended.
celebrities, like those two would be up there.
Drew? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna get every single one of these.
I almost said Mark on that one. Yeah. He would have me, lose again.
All right. Which one should I do?
All right. Who on the team was in a fraternity in college?
It's either Max or Mark. I gotta say, Mark.
Yes.
Finally.
Did it.
Max.
Oh.
It was Max. It was Max.
I
don't
thought
know
you said
what,
yes because I got it.
What was his fraternity? I don't know. I can't give a shout out.
No. Yeah.
All right. You want to do the
Let's go say Max.
We technically have two more.
All right. You go do the next one then.
Yeah. All right. This person is the only person on the team to run at the World Cross Country Championships.
Wait, who?
And it's not Max, to give you a
It's not Max.
even though Max did run a marathon, shout out.
It's Mark.
Yep.
It's
We're at it too.
And then who on the team used to be a world record holder?
Well, John.
It was Joe.
I mean, that was the last one left.
Good work.
Whoa, world record though. Wait, I didn't know the world record though.
Bonus if you can guess what event.
It's probably a hard one, right?
Just guess.
10 miles.
No. Masters 800. Right? Was it the 800? Yeah.
Masters 800, Joan Hunter.
Oh wow. That's
yeah,
good.
she was a baller.
Absolute legend.
Yeah, she was a baller.
He is still a legend.
You got anything else, Joey?
About that game or
No, anything. Any other questions to wrap up?
something I wanted to talk to you about, Antonio. We can glaze over this quick.
If you want Spanish classes, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I know Spanish, okay?
All right, why don't you do this
He's
last
trying,
one?
okay, guys? He's do it and say it in Spanish.
All right,
I get it. I don't know when I put him in the spot. Like he's very good at Spanish. Let's be honest.
No, I'm not. Anyways, I'm like very infatuated with Spanish, like running history.
Okay.
And so I want to know who, and you might not get this reference, I'll explain it to you. It's like, who is on your Spain runner Mount Rushmore? Like, who, do you understand what that is?
That's like the 5. Is it 5 or 4?
4 or 5 best or favorite runners to come from Spain.
Infatuated, so you love it.
I love Spain.
Infatuated is a strong word.
Blood. It's my sangre.
Right. Well, there's the thing. People watching this are not gonna know these people.
That's okay.
But that's the thing. Mount Rushmore is not just the 4 best people. It could be the most influential person. It could be the person that affected the culture the most. It could be the person that changed history. So it doesn't just have to be the 4 best. I don't know if that just made it a lot harder for you, but
It made it harder for me because I'm pretty bad at history in general. I was bad in history class, so I'm not gonna know who was the first person to break 4.
Oh, that's okay.
So
That's why it's your Mount Rushmore. It's not your Mount Rushmore.
okay, the first one is easy because he won the Olympic gold in the 1500 in 1992, which was Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah.
Yeah, his name is Fermin Cacho, which is like he ran like 328, I believe. He had the European record at some point.
He's second all time behind.
I think third right now because
I just looked it up.
Jacob and Couture. Well, he's second in
In Spain. Yeah.
yes.
what's his name?
Fermin Cacho.
Yeah.
Fermin won the 92 Olympics.
He won, but like the last 200, I think he won 50 seconds on the last.
His last 400 was like 49. I swear
49, it was street
swear it was
flat,
49.
maybe, yeah.
like it was insane.
It still ran 354, so it wasn't like 350 Matthew Centrovich. It was like a 334, closing 49. So this really everybody.
Look it up. It's
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it. I've Amos Bodersmeyer, shout out, who's on my German Mount Rushmore, of course, he showed me videos of him before like his 1500 at Worlds. He's like, bro, watch this dude. Yeah, absolutely, just run out of his mind. If you haven't seen it, definitely go to YouTube and watch that race. It's insane.
Yeah, then I guess I will have to say there's this guy that was born close to where I live in Barcelona, and he ran 330 in the 1500. He made world championships. I think he got third in a world championship. His name is Reyes Estevez, and he he used to have hair, but then he went bald. So
You will know him because he's the Spanish guy that wore blacks, like half calves in every world championship. He was bald and wore black half socks. Yep.
Yes, I do know.
he is insane. Absolutely. Apparently, you want some history here. He's probably the most talented 1500 runner of all time. And the reason El Garouche said this about him, apparently, I hear. He used to party literally all the time. Didn't care. Like, he would just party and then he just rep a crazy workout the next day. Like, he didn't care, but he was so good that El Garouche said, the only person that can beat me right now, which obviously he got beat a couple of times at the Olympics, the only person that can beat me is this guy, but he will never beat me because he doesn't try hard enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's really the most talented ever, but he definitely is
330 guy.
330 guy, not caring about anything.
That's pretty.
All right, so that's 2.
That's 2.
That's 2. I'll give you 4.
Yeah, let's do 4.
I'll give you an easy one. Mario Garcia.
I was waiting for it.
Because we're raised together since I was 11 years old, 12, when the first national championships actually happened. I'm the 12th, maybe. I don't know. And
Do you have a picture of you and Mario racing when you go to kids?
oh yeah,
Okay, we
probably-
need to find
What up?
We need to find that.
And I have like a couple pictures of us like in a training national camp like for a couple of days. He's like kids, he's like having fun, Anyways, he's up there because he's the first of my friends that we were like good in Spain that has made it big, and so to some degree he's influential for me. Actually.
He's a 2K mile Spanish record holder now.
And 2K and mile indoors and outdoors, I think. So he has 2 records this year. So kind of like Yared, but in Spain, you know what I mean?
All right, last one.
And and also I'll say he was influential because he's a year older.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always a little better than me because when you grow up, you're always a little better.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Naturally.
I always was like, whatever Mario does, I'll do next year. Hasn't happened though recently. Obviously,
Hey, is he ACC champ though?
but he's not an ACC champ.
Mario's not an AC champ.
Anyways, 4th guy. Wow.
Or girl.
That's the thing. I was gonna say this girl, but she ended up doping, so she's not up there no more. There's this woman. Her name is Natalia Rodriguez, which I believe she won world championships. I don't know if it was. I forgot the event. I'm stupid for this, but she might have won the 1500, or I think it was the 1500. But she got DQ because she kind of went on the inside and pushed a little bit this girl. But she was going to win regardless because she won, and it was so clear that she won. But she lost. But she was, about to.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone from Spain has won the 1500 world championship by her. There's also a couple of guys that, like, there was this town where like 3 Spanish guys won 1, 2, 3 in the marathon for European championships.
Yeah.
And then I think for a world championship also 1, 2. So those guys they're also pretty much out there in history of Spain.
Favorite Spanish athlete of all time? Any sport.
Ooh. Okay.
You have 10 seconds.
It has to be either Fernando Alonso, which he's the goat of goats. He just doesn't get the right car, you know what I mean? But either that or Rafa Nadal. Which,
Hard to beat Rafa.
yeah.
Some unreal swagger.
I know, but Fernando Alonso, when he was like winning championships, like he made the sport relevant in Spain.
Right. Yeah.
Like no one really cared, at least I didn't, until he started doing that. And then everybody would watch it on the weekends. Like really everybody would. And even now people will watch it only for him, which is insane. So hopefully next year he signs with Red Bull and
He's sick.
can actually win again.
Yeah.
Who's your Mount Rushmore steeplechasers?
Of all time?
Steeplechaser.
Gosh, that's a big question. There's just anybody and everybody.
For you, yeah.
That's a tough question to put me on the spot for. I think I'd have to say I'm on there because I am my own biggest fan. I'm gonna start with
mine, okay?
Thank you. I'll start with Emma Coburn. That's an easy one. Won a world championship. Like, was really like there from like the infancy of the event for women's steeplechasing. Like, she made
It is crazy to think about how like women's steeplechasing wasn't a thing.
till like 2006.
It's crazy.
Yeah, she like missed like the first like world championships and ran or like the first Olympics, and then ran at the second Olympics with the women's steeplechase. So she's like a pioneer for the sport for sure. I'd have to say Lamensha Girma, obviously, like world record holder now, is like absolutely crazy. But the next person that is definitely above him is El Bakali. Like that, I don't care what anybody says about that guy. He knows how to race, and he can just find it. And I got to race him and hang out with him in Zagreb. So, and shout out to that guy, to Sufi, my boy. He's fun to watch. And boy, did I have a front seat in Zagreb last year for 2K Steeple. And then, gosh, last one, Jager, obviously. Like, I don't know how I missed that one. Yeah, I grew up watching Jager, so just to be able to race against him is so awesome.
Yeah,
so, like
Jager was the reason that I watched Diamond Leagues growing up.
Yeah,
like in college, I watched Diamond Leagues to watch Evan Jager battle it out. For sure, you know, like with all like the amazing Kenyan and Ethiopian runners.
He's like the guy that like basically is like, if he can do it, why can't I? You know, because like obviously East Africans have dominated the event for so long. When he started throwing himself in there, it's like, well, if he can do it, why can't I do it? You know? So yeah, that's a big one.
I have another one, but I forgot his name. He's Kenyan. He's short. He used to win all the time.
Oh yeah, gosh, I'm forgetting his name.
Silas.
No, not Kipruto. It was before Kipruto.
Was it
The guy that used to do like
that guy.
like,
he had like one like small.
like
I think it's his name. Kipruto, right?
I thought it was.
It's not Consensus Kipruto. No, it's before him. He was like,
I can't. Yeah,
I know the guy that is dancing. That guy got
this guy could not lose. Kipruto never danced.
Ezekiel Campbell.
Yeah, absolute legend. Of
doesn't have like doesn't. I'm pretty sure Ezekiel Campbell has like a song about him.
Probably.
That guy.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Campbell to dance is unreal.
He's on there. It's unreal good. Yeah, he's a good one. Yeah.
I'll do my German Mount Rushmore real quick. Dieter Baumann, of course, 5K gold medalist.
Wait, is it for something specific you said?
Huh?
What's the Mount Rushmore for?
For German distance
German
runners, or my Mount Rushmore from German runners. Dieter Baumann, Richard Ringer, just because he was my roommate in Doha, European marathon champion. I mean, I'm biased just because it just happened, but Amanal Petros just setting the German national record in the marathon. Also, my homie, both those guys used to run the 5K, and I never got to beat Richard, and I was so upset when he moved to the roads because I always wanted, because he was like the German champion. Like, he has so many German championships in front of it.
That's his name now.
Yeah. And then it's a toss-up, but I got to give the tilt to Gisa Krause, the German steeplechaser. She's got, I know, a bronze medal. So, yeah.
So you said Amos was on there.
Amos is on there, but on like a nice personal sketch of like that I did into the wall like later. So
got that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to episode 3. If you're still listening, you are a true fan. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Antonio, we cannot wait to follow this year and support you throughout everything you have coming your way this year. I am so appreciative of you being a part of this team and investing yourself. So thank you so much. And until next time, this has been the Tin Talk Pod.
Viva España.
Viva España.
For this episode, we are giving away a Coros Pace 3 track edition. These just came out in this beautiful red color. I am using one of these myself. We all are. All you have to do is share any video from any clip from the podcast on your story, and you'll be entered to win this new Coros Pace 3. Thank you so much for all the support. Any likes, any comments, any subscribers, any feedback. We are looking for that, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for supporting Tin Talk Pod.